Is Interview with the Vampire black horror, or is it just simply the characters are race swapped? Let's talk about it. Welcome to my safe haven. So, if you guys don't already know, Interview with the Vampire, the show, just announced their season 2 release date. It is now coming out on May 12th. I couldn't be even more excited. And they also released a trailer for season 2. And so it got me thinking a question that did come up multiple times with regards to season 1. Is this show black horror, or is it just them simply race swapping? And for those of you that don't know, and I'm going to be doing the same thing for season 2, but I went live on my YouTube channel for every single episode weekly to talk and recap and review each episode. So check out my reviews for season 1, but also follow me on YouTube just in general to not only check out my review and recaps for season 2, but all my other reviews that I have on the channel. But I think Interview with the Vampire is black horror, and also why I included it in my Make It Blacker, Make It Gayer series is because, yes, I understand that the original source material was not written and created with us in mind. It was written by Anne Rice, rest in peace, a white woman, and the story is centering and focusing on white characters of Louis, Lestat, Armand, etc. Like, none of them are black. But the reason I would consider the show black horror and why I included it in the Make It Blacker, Make It Gayer series. First and foremost, if you think about the show and compare it to even the original book with Brad Pitt and even the books, this show is way more gayer than even the books were. Like, Louis and Lestat, they are in the books and in the show, it's hinted at, it's subtext. They don't really dive into the fact that these two are in a relationship. Like, they go so much into it that they say they established that Louis himself is gay and Lestat is bisexual. Like, they go that much into their relation. Like, I love how queer it is compared to the original source material. So that's there where, you know, make it gayer, the make it gayer part of the make it blacker motto. But the reason I consider the show to be black horror is because not only did they make the character of Louis and Claudia black, but the thing that I appreciate about this show, which is very different than when they do this with a lot of other characters where they'll make a character that was traditionally white, they'll make them black, is they're not ignoring their blackness. They are focusing a lot throughout the story on these characters' blackness, and they're not just black for the sake of casting Jacob Anderson, for example, who I love in this role, but racism comes up a lot during the story. Louis' blackness comes up a lot during the story. The fact that he's in a relationship or navigating with Lestat, a white man, comes up throughout the story. There are certain moments where Louis and Lestat will go into a certain establishment and Louis has to pretend to be like his butler or chauffeur. That's in the story. There was a moment where Louis, because he runs a brothel, and there was a moment where he got upset because businesses wouldn't rent to him, if I remember this correctly, because he was black. And he got so pissed off that he put up a no whites sign on his brothel, which ended up pissing off the white community and having his brothel be ransacked and burned to the ground. Like, all of those moments that weren't in the original book are injected in this story that I think, because of that, makes it black horror. It's not just the characters being black, but it's what happens and what's going on with black people at that time, and Louis' blackness being addressed, that I think makes this more black horror, which is why I absolutely love this show. It's not just the fact that it's a popular story, the Interview with the Vampire story, which is one of my favorite books, or movies rather. I didn't read the book, but I watched the original 1994 movie, but it's the differences that they're allowing for this story to be that makes it so much more interesting to me, of Louis being black and making Louis a much more interesting and more nuanced and developed character than even the original source material. And of course, you have black people, black writers behind the scenes crafting these stories and crafting these narratives. And I think for that reason, that is why this show is more black horror than just a regular race swap. So May 12th, come swing over to the YouTube channel. And just like I said, in general, check out my YouTube channel. But anyway, that's all I really wanted to say about Interview with the Vampire. Give my 2 cents on the show because I'm obsessed and I love talking about the show at every single moment that I can get. So with that said, what do you guys think? Do you think also that this show is black horror, or do you not think it's black horror? It's just my opinion, but all opinions are valid. Just be respectful. So make sure to watch, like, share, comment, interact on this video and every video for the All Gay Rhythm.